Okay, the story in college football right now is Bryce Young's health.
Yeah.
Any sense on whether he plays? If he plays, is he 80%, 90%? What do you think is going to happen?
So I was talking with a few folks down in the Tuscaloosa area this past weekend on my drive back, and also yesterday. He's practicing, but is he throwing 50-yard, fly routes down the sideline? No, not a lot of them. He's in pain. He's going to be playing in pain on Saturday, and it's just as simple as that. That's where I think it gets a little bit interesting with Jalen Milroe at quarterback, because I can promise you this. Tennessee's game plan on Saturday, if Bryce Young takes the field, is to put him on his rear end, hit him as many times as they can in the shoulder in the first quarter, and have him out of the game by the second quarter. Like that would be anybody's game plan, is to attack the quarterback, get after him. So that's why I think we're going to see two quarterbacks on Saturday. If Bryce Young can go, I still think that we see Jalen Milroe. And who knows? If Jalen Milroe can't pass the ball around, do they throw Ty Simpson out there? Like it's one of those crazy, interesting situations where you have to protect yourself for the rest of the season. And Alabama understands that even though this is a massive game, they understand that taking an L doesn't take them out of the playoffs. So you got to get Bryce Young to 100%, and what Tennessee's going to try to do on Saturday. So that's why to me, I think he plays. But how much is kind of the question that's out there now.
Well, here's the other question. How much pressure does Alabama get on Bryce Young? Tennessee's registered, I think, 14 sacks. Alabama's giving up 9. That seems like a good plan. I think any football coach would do it. How do you feel about Tennessee's part on the execution there?
Yeah, I think you look at Tyler Barron, you look at Byron Young coming off the edge. I think they're going to bring multiple blitz packages that maybe you haven't seen since Tennessee has really gotten the scene going. You look at last week, what they did, against Jaden Daniels. They made him uncomfortable. Even though he was able to throw the ball for like 300 yards, he still wasn't comfortable throwing the ball. They were getting after him. I think it was 5 sacks last weekend against Jaden Daniels, if I'm not mistaken. So you look at that and being able to and what they do is, they're bringing 6 or 7. So they're relying on that secondary, to be able to cover down the field. And Alabama's going to rely on Jahmyr Gibbs to be able to block in the backfield, because Tennessee's going to, in my opinion, going to bring enough exotic blitzes to make life uncomfortable for Bryce Young. I don't care what Alabama's offensive line has played like. We saw that somewhat with Texas A&M last week where, they had Jalen Milroe trapped and the young man got out because he's so athletic. And so I think Tennessee's going to try to prevent that. Now, does that mean putting a spy on him? I don't know. Probably that would be the most likely thing that's going to happen. But I think Saturday is going to be a challenge for Tennessee to get after the quarterback. But I promise you, they're going to find a way to put him on his rear end.